Taxi vlog 323. It is the 19th of September, Friday. Overcast, 6:24 p.m. I'm in no hurry to really start tonight. There's traffic everywhere, and if I get a call, I have to fight traffic to get to it. So I think I'll just wait a little while and tell you what was going on this week. Monday I came out, and I think it was my third trip. Around 7:30 I got sent to the neighborhood not far from where I live, and the guy went out to the airport. So the rest of the night was pretty easy, you know. I had my lease and fuel together in no time at all. And so Monday, you know, even though it was kind of slow, it didn't bother me much. I had a relaxing but profitable enough night. So, yeah, I can't complain there. Tuesday started out okay. And at about 1 o'clock, it was pretty slow. There wasn't much going on. But I had done reasonably well, considering I'd had some reasonable luck in a couple of $15, $20 trips. And that was good. Then at about 1 o'clock, I get sent to a restaurant, pick up this guy, and he says he's going home north up the highway. And I say, okay, no worries. He gets on the phone, he starts talking to somebody, and then he says, take the next exit, turn around, we're going back downtown. So he tells me of where he's going downtown. It's a restaurant. So I take him to the restaurant. He says, I want you to stop in the back of the restaurant, at the back door. I said, okay. So then the fare at that point is like $26 or $27. He gives me a 50. And he says, I want for you to come back and get me later. Give me your phone number. I said, you know, I don't usually do personals. I don't like doing personals. I would rather get a call from the dispatch near to where I am rather than having to haul ass to wherever you are and you want a cab. And he gives me another 20 and he says, I want you to pick me up. Here's my phone number. Give me your phone number. So I gave him the phone number. And I thought, oh, geez, oh, great. You know, now I'm kind of committed to this guy, because for a $27 or $28 fare, he gives me like $70. I'm going, fuck. I don't like this scenario. I'm not your personal driver. I like to work in the part of town where I want to work in, and I don't want to have to be obligated by time or by anything to anyone. It's much more relaxing if I don't have to worry about people and their schedules and things. I'm just like that. Which will get me to this morning, which I'll tell you about shortly. So anyway, later on, at 4:30, I'm sitting in a parking lot watching the end of a movie on my phone, and the phone rings. It's in my hand. He says, I said, can you come and get me now? And I thought, yeah, okay. And I said, just give me 10 minutes to get there. You know, I'm not exactly in your part of town. So give me 10 minutes, I'll be there. I'm about halfway there, and the phone rings. You're coming to the back of the restaurant? Here's my phone number. Call me when you get there. So I had to pull over to the side and write down, okay, what's your number? Give me your number. So I write down the number, and then I continue, And the phone rings again. Where are you? Where are you? I said, I'm just a minute away. Relax. I'm passing the museum. I'll be right there. Okay, he says. Okay. So I get there, and it's in the shadows behind the restaurant. I'm dialing the phone number, and of course, when I'm being rushed and panicked, my 4s look like 9s. And I dialed the number, and as the guy's coming down the steps, I get this guy answering the phone. What the fuck you calling me now for? So, obviously I got the wrong number. I just hung up the phone and forgot about it. Then the guy got in, and he said, okay, now you take me to home. Sure, sure. I said, look, you know, I just don't like working this way. I don't like being on a leash, kind of, like with the phone. I do not like doing personals. He says, well, you know, a lot of these drivers, I can't trust them, and they're all assholes, and they rip me off, and I just don't want any bullshit. And he says, you're a straight-up kind of guy who doesn't give me any bullshit, and that's the way I like it. I said, well, everyone should be that way. He said, yeah, everyone should, but there's too many of those guys who are not like that. Who want to take you the long way, or who want to rip you off, or who want to just make trouble, whatever. I said, look, you know, I don't care what you do. I don't care what you did at that restaurant. It's not my business. It's yours, you know. I don't fucking care. You know, my job is just to get you where you're going. What you do there, that's your business, not mine. So anyway, we got to close to the address, and he says, well, you go past the place and you go down the ramp. And then he handed me a card, and he said, you swipe this card in front of that machine there and it will open the door and you drive in. So we drove into this underground maze of garages, and we got to his door, and it's like $23 on the meter. He gives me 50 and asked me, is that all right? I said, well, that's 300% all right. You sure you don't want any change on that? He says, no, I'm sure. You did great. Here you go. So whatever he was doing, whether it was gambling or what, he must have won or something. Anyways, out of this guy, for a total of like $60 in cab fare, I ended up getting something like $120 for his $60 in cab fare. I think that's a bit excessive, don't you? Anyway, the following night wasn't quite so dramatic. That was a beautiful Tuesday, though. It was wonderful. The next night, the Wednesday, wasn't quite so dramatic. And I went through it, and it was all right. It was kind of slow. I watched a lot of videos. I read some for my book. I'm almost done. I'm almost done with the book. Maybe tonight I'll finish it. Tears of the Sun by S.M. Stirling. I think I got like 50 or 60 pages to go, and I'm all excited about that. Almost done. If I don't finish it tonight, I'll finish it on the weekend. Yeah, and at the end of that Wednesday night, I got a time call. Actually, it wasn't a time call. It was just a call at 20 after 5. And it was just okay, I'll do one more. Guy ended up having a big toolbox and a small suitcase. And he was going to the airport, which was just wonderful. I took the guy to the airport. And then I came back in. It was like 6:30 when I'd had the car back into town. Shook the mats out, fueled it up, and parked it. Last night was slow. Maybe I should book on now. I don't know. See what happens. Last night was not busy. I would sit for a while and then get nothing. I think I sat almost an hour before my first call. And I went on that first call, and as I got to the place where I was supposed to pick up, it was a convenience store. Another one of our cabs was pulling out, and there was nobody waiting there. So I'm going, all right, fine, thanks. You know, take my fare, why don't you, buddy? Guy took my fare. So I went back to the spot where I was sitting before. I think I sat 15 or 20 more minutes, and I got sent to the grocery store right near here. Pick up at the grocery store, and this girl was going up to Central Saanich. So then I came back down, and then nothing happened for an hour. Then I got 3 fares in a row, bang, bang, bang. Then I went back to sit there, and nothing happened for 3/4 of an hour. Then I had another couple fares, and then I went back there. And it was about 9:45. Usually at 10 o'clock I call Cindy. I had a call at 9:45. As soon as I cleared that one, I had another call. As soon as I cleared that one, I had another call. And then I had another call. It was all these young students. And I see one of our cars pulling out, and I'm pulling in. And then behind me pulls in a van from another taxi company. The guy asked me what was the name I was sent for. I said, well, it's Chris or John. And the guy says, well, that's not us. We got the other cab. So all these guys got into the van behind me, and I was left without a fare. And I said, well, that's fine. You kids carrying your beers can have that trip. You can get in that van, and you can do that. Good for you. So I went, and I came back to the part of town where I like to work, and I had another fare, and I called Cindy a little late. She says, you're busy? I said, yeah, I was just busy for a little while now. Most of the night has been dead. So I'm sorry I'm a little late, but here we are, and there we go. So that all worked out, and the night kind of petered off. It wasn't busy. I guess I did enough fares to make some money for myself. In fact, a lot of my income last night was charges and Interacts and Visas and credit cards and all kinds of shit like that. I think I had maybe $50 in cash for the whole night, and it turned out that all the Interacts and Visas and crap, I think, paid my lease for the whole week. My lease for the week is paid. Whatever I make tonight is mine, except for what goes in the fuel tank, minus about $10 or $15 that I need to make up the lease from what Interacts and credit cards and shit I had from the week. So it's not bad. Whatever I make tonight goes in my pocket. Can't complain about that. It's working out. I got enough money to pay the chiropractor. I got enough money to reserve and pay for next year's camping in July, because on the 1st of October is the first day you can book, and I want to choose my campsite. I don't want to be way off in the woods somewhere. I want to be right on the beach. So that's the plan for next year. I got the money together already. Now tonight I just got to make some money to take Cindy out to dinner on Saturday tomorrow night. And then next week, we got to save up some money for groceries. I got my priorities right in check, don't I? And then, yeah, I still got to make the year's income tax. Well, October, November, and December are usually good months, so I think I'll be able to do that. Anyways, it looks kind of sleepy right now, as Fridays sometimes are, early on in the shift, so I can watch some videos. I think there's 2 videos left to watch on my subscriptions. And then there's the book to finish too, so my entertainment is good for tonight. Oh, and here comes Nick. I tell you what, I'll get to you in the morning hours and let you know how tonight went. It's just after 10. I pulled up alongside, went in this parking lot, and this other driver pulled up alongside me, and he told me that he'd started at 3 and this was at 7 o'clock, and that it was really terrible, and he only had $80 on, and it really sucked, and it's not a good Friday. I'm I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, last Friday was real busy, so this Friday can be slow. That's fine. Then I got my first call, and I went from 7 till now 10, non-stop. I got about $130 on in 3 hours, which is really good. Really good. 40 an hour is a nice average. And it's all really shorter trips, you know. I haven't had anything, well, I had one that was about 20 bucks, but most of them were like $10, $12, $8, you know, that kind of thing. And, what? You want me to go there? Okay, I'll go there. Anyway, I was mentioning earlier that I had this, I was asleep in the morning, and at about 5:45, I woke up, and I went to fuel the car, and when I looked inside the back, there was some dirt on the mat, the floor mat. So I thought, oh well, I might as well go wash the mats and, you know, wash the car, because it had been rainy and there was some dirt on the car. So I went to wash it, and at 6:05 I was done the washing. Then I got back to the gas station and fueled up. At 6:15 I showed up to where the car was parked. The day shift guy was looking nervous and freaked out and stressed. I said, what's the problem? He says, well, it's supposed to be here at 6. It's a 6 o'clock car, blah, 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 blah. I said, look, you know, you can have the car into my shift. I don't care if you bring it back late. You know, it doesn't bother me. And he said, really? I said, yeah, really. Take the thing till 7. I don't care. And he said, well, I'll just get my stuff. So he went to get his stuff. He came back, and he said, well, I got to go now. I got an appointment at 6:30. Yeah, well, you know what else I got? Today now, I got a note from him. He said, Andy, I have a personal tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. If you could be no later than 6:15, I would appreciate it. Thanks. Well, yeah. I'm not crazy late. I mean, 15 minutes shouldn't be the end of the world. Anyway, he was freaking out and was nervous and stressed, and he had a personal, and you know what? This is why I don't do personals. It stresses you out when you have to, you know, take into consideration other people's timing and getting there when they want you and stuff. No, I'd rather do random calls. Thank you very much. I'd rather just do random calls. Don't set me up for nothing. I hate that. Anyways, yeah, I've been busy so far. I'll get back to you later. Oh, it's just a few minutes to 5 in the morning. I'm looking up at, oh, there, that's better. I'm looking up at the moon, and it's a new moon, and it's one of those new, well, it's not a new moon yet. Actually, it's an old, very old moon. It's waning crescent, and it's almost done. It's like a day or two before the end. I'll have to check the moon phase website just to be sure, but it's one of those slivers of a moon where it's a waning crescent, and it's cloudy. So these clouds are passing in front of the moon. So you see them, now you see it, now you don't, kind of thing. Which is what I'm experiencing right now. It's pretty freaky. I've had a couple of adventures since I talked to you last. I had one guy who went out to the peninsula, and I had one woman who's like I guess she's account executive for some advertising, and how much stress she has, and how many millions of accounts she deals with and stuff, and how stressful it is. And when she comes to Victoria, all she does is relax, but she can't believe the dark undercurrents that are here. And it was just a bizarre kind of conversation we'd had. It was a little bit more, well, you could tell she lives in a big city just by the way she was talking and by the stuff she was talking about. Then I had some guy from the base. I had some interesting conversations with people tonight, actually. It was interesting. An interesting night. Also quite profitable. I've done well. Not nearly as well as last week. Last week, the Friday night was just incredible. Tonight was, about average. I was really busy. I think I mentioned that before midnight. And then things slowed down a little bit after 1. And it kept me going pretty good until about 3. Yeah. Now it's almost 5, and actually it was after 3. It's been a good night, but what else can I say? This weekend will be one of rest and relaxation for a change. I don't have a lot to do but pick my nose. Oh yeah, Cindy wants me to help her with her income tax, which is several months late. Why she procrastinated, I don't know. Anyway, aside from that and having to wash a few dishes, I don't have to do anything this weekend. You can tell I'm ready for bed. Hope yours is better than mine.